Shugborough is an estate in Staffordshire, extending to over 900 acres in size. It was formerly the home of the Anson family, who later became the Earls of Lichfield. Too much to see in one day, even with the help of a little battery-powered bus. This film focuses largely on two parts of the estate. Shugborough had a noted walled garden. It was actually one very large garden divided into 4 smaller areas. This is the one which has been restored and is used for growing fruit, vegetables and decorative flowers. This large section has seen no restoration as yet, but it does show how large the whole garden was. The foundations of a glasshouse where Mediterranean fruits were grown can be seen. It is hoped to restore this in the future. En route from the visitor entrance and the walled garden to the stately home, the park farm is encountered. Possibly the cleanest farmyard ever, but it is actually a working farm specializing in rare breeds. A particularly rare one can be seen briefly coming through a doorway at the end of this clip. The pigs, unfortunately, were not at home. Perhaps they were upset at having to share their accommodation with the staff. There are large follies based on ancient Greek structures scattered around the park. This one is the Hadrian Arch, the only one we saw other than the Tower of the Winds. The Tower of the Winds is the only folly situated on the walking route to the house. It is based on the Horologium of Andronikos in Athens and was built in 1765. As can be seen in this old painting, it was originally surrounded by a lake and accessed by bridges. Following a severe flood in 1795, the lake was drained. In the early 19th century, the basement was converted into a small dairy for the park farm, and the ground and first floors became small banqueting rooms. They can still be used for small-scale weddings and wedding receptions. The first floor was not open on the day I visited, but the ground floor was of enough interest to me given my liking for stained glass. And so onwards to the big house, with its many and varied artefacts, the private apartments of the 6th Earl of Lichfield, a famous photographer and socialite, and some elaborate stables. And there was a ride back to the visitor centre on the little bus to end the day, but it was the garden and the tower which were my favourite parts of the visit.